Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of Nathan's 3D Factory. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to do the Shrinkwrap Modifier. So in here, I have this lightning cable adapter that's going for an iPhone, right? And what I want to do is that I want to have an object that's going to wrap around this object, okay? So I have this cube, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to get rid of this face up here, okay? And so, to do that, I'm just going to go in face select mode, and then I'm going to delete face there. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom, right? Okay, so go ahead and delete that face. Now what I want to do is that I'm going to keep this in the same position, but I'm going to move this lightning cable up. Okay? Alright, see how that looks. Alright, I'm going to move it up a little bit more, because what I want to do is I want it to wrap around the base of this item. Okay? And I'll do a little bit more. So now, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to go into edit mode here, and first thing I want to do is that I want to go to curve, edge select mode right here. Okay, and then I'm going to press G, and I'm going to pull them up. Okay. And now I've kind of resized this, and you see this, so a little bit more resized, and then I'm going to do loop cuts by pressing Control R. And I'm just going to scroll up the mouse wheel. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to set this to, say, 40, right? I'm going to go around the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. I'll just do the same where I just recount it so that it matches the other side. Do the same thing here. And because it's just basically square, I'm just going to keep that at 40. Same on this other side. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to increase the count here. Okay, and I'll just set that to 60. Alright. So now, we have all these vertices all set up, right? So now we tab out of edit mode, and we go into our modifiers panel, and we're going to add a Shrinkwrap Modifier, okay? Alright, and then the target, we're going to use the eyedropper, and we're going to go to that cable. And now you'll see that it immediately wraps there, and it looks pretty cool, right? So we just kind of like roll around this, check it out. Pretty sweet, huh? So it's set to like shrink wrap this surface, and it's like set exactly on the surface, okay? So, pretty cool stuff, but you can see that there's kind of like a little stuff poking out. You can offset this as well. So this is really good for if you're doing like a 3D printable object that you want to have just kind of surround an object, okay? So that's set now where it's off the surface. Okay. So now you're seeing that. Just kind of look around. Pretty sweet, isn't it? You can see that you have all this offset so that you can have something that can be 3D printable in real life. So that's some pretty cool stuff. But also, let's see, if I apply it, you can also see just kind of where it goes, right? So if I tab into edit mode, you'll see what it looks like right there, okay? So, looking at it though, like, I mean, if you're trying to work with this and you want to, say, edit some geometry, well, we look at this and kind of hard to work with, isn't it? So what I can do is, you know, just like tab into that, but what I want to do is that I want to keep that Shrinkwrap Modifier on there. And then, one thing that I want to do with this was that I wanted to tab into edit mode so that I could just get some of these vertices and I could just delete them out, right? And I'm going to do about the width of this cable down here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to face select mode, and then I'm going to press Alt as I'm doing each of these faces. I'm going to select one of the edges that basically goes kind of like in the direction that I want to go with these, right? So now I've got those faces selected, and I'm going to X faces, okay? And now, maybe I want to add a couple more. X those faces as well. Okay, so now you see that I've got this opening now. And so it's the width of that cable and a little bit more, okay? So if I were to push this in and do this, you know, like I could still do a little bit more, right? I'm also kind of looking at this while I'm seeing the final result of what this is going to look like, right? So then I can add a solidify modifier, so that way I've actually got some thickness to surround this thing too. So now we're going to set our thickness so it's at 2. So this is going to be 2 millimeters thick in a final printed product if we were to print this, right? So then we can also do like an offset and do all that stuff. And I realize now, let's see, I do that. Okay, so for the offset, what I did was that I had said that I wanted to do, instead of a negative offset to go inward, I wanted to go outward, right? And then I also wanted to do like even thickness, but that was kind of giving me some funky results. And even thickness is really cool for a lot of things, but sometimes it doesn't always work, right? So, but anyway, let me know what you thought of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.